Good morning, dear students. Today we start the reading of chapter 7th, The Adventure, written by Jayant Narlikar. Yesterday we discussed the detailed summary, you can say, or the content of this chapter. So, to get the outline of this chapter, you can just see the previous video. So, the Jijamata Express sped is the second form of speed. Jijamata Express sped along the Pune Bombay route. See, the star is there then. The present story is an adapted version. The original text of the story can be consulted on the NCERT website. This one. Okay. So this is just edited one and now known as Mumbai. This Bombay is now known as Mumbai. So the Jijamata Express sped very fast from along the Bombay Pune highway or this track route considerably faster than the Deccan Queen. Deccan means this route, this express or this route, Pune Bombay route, is faster than the Deccan Queen. There were no industrial township outside Pune. Okay, at that time, there was no industrial settlement settle out outside this town. The first shop that appears on the route Lonavala came in 40 minutes. Okay, came in 40 minutes means next station came in 40 minutes. The Ghat section that followed was no different from what he knew. Means the train has to go through a ghat and that was very familiar. The train stopped at Karjat only briefly. Means this is a station, Karjat station for a short time and went on at even greater speed, and then the train left that Karjat station with greater speed. It rode through Kalyan. Again, this is location Kalyan. Okay, so in this one we came to know about Jijamata Express, its route, and some name of station. Meanwhile, the racing mind of Professor Gaitonde. Who is Professor Gaitonde? Gangadhar Pant. His actual name is Gangadhar Pant and people know him by the name Professor Gaitonde. Meanwhile, the racing mind of Professor Gaitonde had arrived at a plan of action in Mumbai. So what kind of plan he had? Just see. Indeed, as a historian, he felt he should have thought of it sooner. As a historian, he should make this plan of action earlier. He would go to a big library. What is the plan? He would go to a library and browse through history books, and he will go through some history books. He will read some history books. That was the surest way of finding out how the present state of affair was reached. It means now Professor Gaitonde will go to library, will search, will read, will go through some history books and will find out the reason of present state of affair, of present situation. Find out the cause of present situation, that what happened in history and how it happened. Then he also planned eventually to return to Pune. This is also in his planning to come back to Pune and have a long talk with Rajendra Deshpande. Who was Rajendra Deshpande? His own friend, who would surely help him understand what had happened. Means Rajendra Deshpande will help Professor Gaitonde what had happened in history. This is assuming that in this world there existed someone called Rajendra Deshpande. So this is imagination, assuming. In reality, he was, but it's just like transition. Then So this is assuming that in this world there is someone whose name is Rajendra Deshpande. Next, the train stopped beyond the long tunnel. Now, Jijamata Express stopped before a long tunnel. It was a small station, okay, called Sarhad. The name of station was Sarhad, and it's a small station. An Anglo-Indian in uniform went through the train checking permits. Permit means pass, tickets. An Anglo-Indian means the dressing code of was Anglo-Indian, Englishman and Indian. So he checks in the Jizamata Express the tickets. Then this is where the British Raj begins. It means Sarhad was the station from where the British Raj started. You are going for the first time, I presume. I means Gangadhar Pant thought. Khan Sahib asked. There is one passenger named Khan Sahib asked to him, you are going first time in this train. Yes, the reply was factually correct. Gangadhar Pant replied, yes. Gangadhar Pant had not been to this Bombay before, means he never visited Bombay. He ventured a question. A question came in his mind. And Khan Sahib, how will you go to Peshawar? Then Gangadhar Pant asked a question to Khan Sahib, how will you go to Peshawar? What will be your medium to go to Peshawar? The route itself even. The train goes to Victoria Terminus. The train goes up to Victoria. Now, this Victoria is known as Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus in Bombay. Okay. I will take Frontier Mail tonight out of Central, and after that he will take Central Frontier Mail from Central Mumbai. How far does it go? By what route? Now Gangadhar Pant asked, how far does it go? Means how long distance it covers and by what route or by which route? Bombay to Delhi. First it will go from Bombay to Delhi. Okay. Then Delhi to Lahore and then Peshawar. So this will be the route to Bombay to Peshawar. First Bombay to Delhi, Delhi to Lahore, Lahore to Peshawar. A long journey. I will reach Peshawar the day after tomorrow. Means he tells him that after day after tomorrow I will be reaching at Peshawar. Thereafter, Khan Sahib spoke a lot about his business and Gangadhar Pant was willing listener. Means after that there was a rich conversation between Khan Sahib and Gangadhar Pant. They discussed something about their business and Gangadhar Pant kept on listening him positively. For in that way he was able to get some flavor of life in this India, and that was so different. Means with a great conversation with Khan Sahib, okay, Gangadhar Pant also got to know new experience about life in this India. In this India means in central Mumbai and in central Mumbai and this area. And what was so different? That was so different for Gangadhar Pant. The train now passed through the suburban rail traffic. Now train crossed the half midway. The blue carriage carried the letter GBMR. Okay. Now on the compartment of railway there were some words written on that like GBMR on the side. What it means? Greater Bombay Metropolitan Railway. Okay. Greater Bombay Metropolitan Railway. These words were written on the compartment or the carriages of railway. Explained Khan Sahib. See the tiny Union Jack painted on each carriage. Means we know it very well. Now the train is in British Raj. Okay, and on every compartment, on every carriage of railway it was written Greater Bombay Metropolitan Railway, and apart from that they could see the tiny Union Jack This is a picture, Union Jack painted on every carriage. That is gentle reminder that we are in British territory. It is the symbol like GBMR and Union Jack painting uh, shows them that they are in which country, their which Raj, British Raj or British territory. The train began to slow down beyond Dadar and stopped only at its destination. Okay, now the train goes down in speed and slow beyond Dadar and reaches its destination, its point. Victoria Terminus. The station looked remarkably neat and clean. Okay, Victoria Terminus means the present Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminal was very nice or clean. The staff was mostly made up of Anglo Indians, means all the members mostly of the railway at that time they used to wear Anglo Indian uniform and Parsis along with a handful of British and officers. Means not only Indian but there were Parsis and British officers. It means it was just a mix up. Not only Indian but Parsis and British officers were available there. As he emerged from the station, as he came on the station, Gangadhar Pant found himself facing an imposing building. Now, as he came down on the station, he faced a building. The letter on it proclaimed, and the building had its title, its identity to those who did not know this Bombay landmark. So, on this building, there were some words were inscripted like East India House, headquarter of the East India Company. And this building, just against or just before this station, was the building of East India. Okay, and this was the house headquarter. Got it, my dear children? So this was the East India headquarters, and the building is of the East India Company. Now, prepared as he was for many shocks, means surprises, Professor Gaitonde had not expected this. Professor Gaitonde means Gangadhar Pant did not expect that he will face a building like such title. The East India Company had been wound up shortly after the event of 1857. Means just after the moment of 1857, there was no reign of East India Company. At least this is what history books said. Means it is written in history books. Yet here it was not only alive but flourishing. So history had taken a different turn. Now, dear children, you just keep your mind very calm to know that Gangadhar Pant is going to show us the history in another way. That's why he written different turn. Perhaps before 1847 means something happened that before 1857 that turned the history. How and when had it happened? See, mind the question. How and when had it happened? He had to find out. Means before 1857 the history had turned different way. Okay, turned into different way. How did it happen and when did it happen? So he will search out these two questions now. As he walked along Hornby Road, now he follows this Hornby Road in Bombay, as it was called. The name of the road is Hornby Road. He found a different set of shops and office buildings. He found different shops and offices on the same way, means on this Hornby Road. There was no handloom house building. Instead, there were boots and Woolworth department stores. Even though there was no handloom houses, there were no handloom showroom, you can say, but there were boots and Woolworth department stores were there. Imposing offices of Lloyds, Barclays, and other British banks, as in a typical high street of a town in England. Means to say, there were no Indian shops or showrooms, but all the shops and big showrooms, they belong to British people, and their names were like Lloyds and Barclay. Both are British brand and other British banks. On the way, he found on this Hornby Road. Next, he turned right along Home Street and entered Forbes Building. Now see, again this building belonged to British. The name of the building is Forbes. I wish to meet Mr. Vinay Gaitonde, please, he said to the English receptionist. So on this Home Street, he went into an office, okay, and asked a question to the English receptionist who was sitting there. I wish to meet Mr. Vinay Gaitonde. She searched through. You know who is Mr. Vinay Gaitonde? The son of Professor Gaitonde. She searched through the telephone list, the staff list, and then through the directory of employees of all the branches of the firm. Okay, the receptionist searched this name, Vinay Gaitonde, in all the telephone list, directory list of employees, and all the documents in all the branches of this firm. She shook her head and said, she replied, I'm afraid I can't find anyone of that name either here or in any of our branches. Means the lady was unable to find a record of somebody whose name was Vinay Gaitonde, not only in this office but in all the branches of her firm. Are you sure he works here? Then she again put a question before Professor. Are you sure, man, that this person works here in this bank even? This was a blow, means a punch, not totally unexpected. If he himself were dead in this world, what guarantee had he that his son would be alive? Very important question, Gangadhar Pant thought. What? That it is unexpected. What is unexpected? That there is no record of Mr. Gaitonde in all the branches of this firm. And he himself, he thinks that if I would have been dead, then what guarantee is there? What guarantee is there that my son is alive in this world? Indeed, he may not even have been born. According to this firm or this lady, my son has not been born. He thanked the girl politely. He paid his thanks to the girl and came out of the firm. It was characteristics of him not to worry about where he would stay. Now, the staying place is also worry, but as he thought about this question of the lady, he did not focus of his worry that where he would stay. His main concern was to make his way to the library of the Asiatic Society. As we know that he is a historian, so most commonly he will pass his time in library, and he is going to Asiatic Library right now to solve the riddle of history. What is the riddle? What is the puzzle? What is the confusion of history? That how and when did history turn differently? Grabbing a quick lunch at a restaurant, so he took his lunch. On the way, he made his way to the town hall. Now he will go to town hall. Okay, so today we stop here and we will continue the reading of this chapter. Till then, do reading, try to understand, and I hope you have got the outline of the story if you have watched the previous video, and some characters who are in this chapter and the situation what is going in this part of today's reading. Okay, dear children, thank you. Have a good day.